Hii ushuru tumechoka. The reality is so painful. Members of Parliament, our reading of the Constitution is you have every power, every single power to steer the youth and Kenya out of the current financial mess. It lies with Parliament. The day we will fast and start praying for God to look for the people who put us in this mess, a reading of the Constitution places the highest responsibility on members of Parliament. I'm joined by two of my colleagues. There is Byron Ochola. They are all seated to the far right, and this right, left. And Lucas Gitao. They are the ones who lead the advocacy that we will be discussing this evening. Benedictus has raised that today we are here with young parliamentarians as we table yet another budget policy statement and the medium-term debt strategy. But also, this is a very good week. Probably, as members of Parliament, you may have better access than we do. Are we looking at an economic turnaround? The bond that was floated, the infrastructure bond, was oversubscribed by about 400%. But the interest rate is 18%. So anybody would go and buy that particular infrastructure bond. The Eurobond has also been floated at a record interest rate, not just for Kenya, but for sub-Saharan Africa. Once again, over 10%. We are celebrating that we are attracting bids. Honorable members of Parliament, when the Eurobond of 2014 was floated, the interest that the coupon was supposed to earn was 5.7%. 2014. We are repaying it at? There you go. 10 years. 10 years. Look at what that particular, just the pressure of the Eurobond repayment this year. Every day as members of Parliament, we come and tell you, hii ushuru tumechoka. Yet you know you will need to raise some more. Now, the youth will not die as fast as the older people. So the older people will only pay for a short time. If we continue with this trajectory, there's a Eurobond that is maturing in 2048. By that time, all of you will be pensioners in this room. Most of you will be pensioners. Okay, will I be a pensioner? Be scared. Yes, I'll be a pensioner. The retirement age in Kenya is 60. Right? Unless you're a judge, so you go all the way to 70, or you're a member of Parliament and you're able to convince people until the Lord connects with you before the people connect. But that is the reality of what it means to have intergenerational equity when it comes to borrowing. The reality is so painful. Now, as TISA, we joined the program that IEA and NDI have been running, and then they shocked us and told us we have budget under absorption in the education ministry. Budget under absorption. Which ministry? Education. Yet, our youth in universities are struggling to access help. Universities do not have capitation. Think about the children who are in secondary school. But you will hear from IEA why we have budget under absorption. Health is another area. We are also concerned about pending bills, and pending bills flow over and affect the very youth that we encourage to go for agricultural opportunities. The very women, they cannot be paid. And all this is linked to how we make decision making. How we make decisions around the budget and the financing. Members of Parliament, all I want, if you don't carry any other message from us today, please know our reading of the Constitution is you have every power, every single power to steer the youth and Kenya out of the current financial mess. It lies with Parliament. The day we will fast and start praying for God to look for the people who put us in this mess, a reading of the Constitution places the highest responsibility on members of Parliament. I know it has been difficult because of how our political architecture is. Sometimes we are whipped to walk out, sometimes we are whipped to stay in. But the consequences affect all of us and our families. In addition to the public finance chapter, Parliament is a place for national dialogue. Can we depoliticize debt? Because as a Okoa Uchumi, we are conducting our audit, and we think within the political class, both opposition and those in government, they have been culpable at one point or the other in allowing and enabling the mess that we are in right now. So if we can depoliticize, we stand an opportunity with this BPS and the medium-term debt strategy, or trying to chart the next path. I do not want to say that we would like to go to court to stop this Eurobond of 18%. Because I am struggling, sijui ile pesa yangu savings niweke kwa hiyo bond, ama nisimame na Wakenya, we rethink this interest rate. The minute we have an infrastructure bond at 18%, all banks will take their money there. Where are we supposed to get capital for hustlers, for the youth to trade? The manufacturing sector is already in default. Where do we get the tax to pay? I see brilliant minds. I see people who care about Kenya. Please, if there's a legacy that KYPA can do, is ensure the next generation will be proud of the steps that you took. Asanteni sana, and we look forward to a lovely evening.
Thank you very much, Diana, for that very passionate speech.
Intervene during this particular period of the budget process. I think we'll be crying later when it comes to the the usual finance bill. So we hope that the information that we get today will be able to inform your conversations within the Parliament, and that the youth will be looking up to you and hoping that you'll be able to take care of some of the concerns that will be raised today. So thank you very much, and I would like to invite Diana.